All right. Have you seen this place? Sooyo Cafe
Oh, I think I saw something on TikTok about them.
in East Vancouver. Their brunch
Oh,
looks amazing. Just scrolling through their menu, they're clearly not playing it safe at all.
I was just looking at it before, and
They're going for something way more exciting than just your average cafe, ready to deep dive into what makes Tsuyo Cafe so special.
absolutely. Even skimming the menu, you get the sense that they're aiming for a gourmet experience. But in that casual cafe setting, it's ambitious, very intriguing.
Let's start with something simple like their sandwiches. They've got your classics on white toast, but then they also have these croissants,
Oh.
buttery croissants. Already I'm feeling like they're catering to different moods.
No, right? Like if you're feeling fancy, you go for the croissant. Exactly. And then the fillings, look at this. Smoked ham with pear, maple chili, and cheddar cheese. That's not your typical ham and cheese.
And then they've got fig jam and brie, which is a classic.
Yes. And you know what I love? With the ham and cheese, you can make it deluxe.
Oh, really?
Adding avocado and arugula.
Ooh, that does sound good.
It's great they give you that option to customize.
For sure.
Oh, and they've got a kaya croissant.
Mm.
Have you ever had kaya jam?
It's delicious. It's that Southeast Asian coconut jam, traditionally made with coconut milk, eggs, and sugar. Super rich and fragrant.
Moving on to their pasta section, and this is where things get a little unexpected.
Yeah.
They only offer spaghetti. What do you make of that?
It's a bold choice. Most cafes would offer a variety of pastas, but Sooyo Cafe is clearly focused on perfecting just one.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you wonder if they're using a specific type of spaghetti or a special sauce or something.
And I'm looking at
Yeah.
the carbonara, and they're adding garlic chips. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Carbonara has such a delicate balance of flavors. It's definitely a risk, but maybe they're going for a subtle textural contrast with those garlic chips. It could be interesting. And then there's a mushroom spaghetti. I wonder if they use the same braised shiitake mushrooms that are in their truffle shroom sandwich.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Now let's talk pancakes.
All right.
You ready for this? Kimchi chicken tacos, served on pancakes instead of tortillas.
Whoa! Talk about a fusion dish.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to experiment, that's for sure. It's a big departure from their more traditional Velvet Falls pancakes, which have banana brulee, honeycomb, and strawberry cream.
Those Velvet Falls pancakes sound incredible, though I do wonder how sweet they are. But back to the tacos for a second. Do you think that pancake choice is just a gimmick, or could it actually work?
I think we have to give them credit for creativity. It could be a delightful surprise. Pancakes have a slightly sweet flavor that might actually complement the spicy kimchi.
I'm getting intrigued. Let's shift gears to their brunch offerings. They've got Eggs Benedict and Eggs Royale, both with a grapefruit hollandaise. And that's interesting.
It is. I'm wondering if the grapefruit is incorporated directly into the hollandaise or if it's more of a garnish. Either way, that citrusy note should cut through the richness of the sauce beautifully.
All right, last but not least, they have a small section called Extras. And I'm a little puzzled by the roasted tomatoes. Do you think you could add those to like a pasta dish?
It's a good question. It makes you wonder how much freedom they give you to customize your order. Are they sticking strictly to the menu, or are they open to a little improvisation?
I'd love to know. Before we move on, what jumps out at you from this menu so far? What are you most curious to try?
Oh, let me see. I think I'm going to have to go with those kimchi chicken tacos on pancakes.
Oh, wow.
That combination of sweet, spicy, and savory just sounds too interesting to pass up.
That's a bold choice. I'm leaning towards the truffle shroom sandwich myself.
Oh.
Truffle oil and brie cheese are a match made in heaven, in my opinion.
For sure.
But what I find really fascinating about this whole menu is how it reflects current food trends.
Totally. You've got the fusion element with the kimchi tacos, the focus on high-quality ingredients with the truffle oil and brie, and then that like touch of gourmet comfort food with the spaghetti carbonara.
Right.
It feels very now.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, what kind of diner Sooyo Cafe is trying to attract? Who are they picturing enjoying these dishes?
I think they're going after someone who's adventurous, someone who appreciates a little bit of creativity and isn't afraid to try something new. Someone who wants a cafe experience that's a step above the ordinary.
That makes sense. And what about the chef? What do you think their approach to food is based on this menu?
I think they're clearly passionate about pushing boundaries and challenging expectations. They're not content with just serving up the same old cafe fare. They want to surprise and delight their customers.
It's evident in those unexpected combinations, like the pear and maple chili with the smoked ham. It's a risk, but a calculated one.
Definitely. And that attention to detail also comes across in the Make It Deluxe option for the ham and cheese. It shows they're thinking about giving their customers choices and allowing them to personalize their experience.
I think that's a key part of what makes this menu so appealing. It's not just about the food itself, it's about the experience they're creating. They're inviting you to come in, explore, and find something that speaks to your individual tastes.
And the fact that they've chosen to focus solely on spaghetti for their pasta dishes speaks volumes about their commitment to quality.
It's like you're saying we're going to do one pasta and we're going to do it exceptionally well.
Exactly. They're not trying to be all things to all people. They're focusing on their strengths and perfecting their craft.
And that confidence is reflected in the boldness of their flavor combinations.
Right.
Grapefruit hollandaise sauce. That's not something you see every day.
It speaks to their willingness to experiment and take risks, which is exciting. They might end up creating some new classic dishes in the process. Who knows, maybe the Sooyo spaghetti will become the next big food trend.
I wouldn't be surprised. Thinking about our listeners, what do you think would resonate with them most about this menu?
I think the adventurous spirit would appeal to them. The idea that you can go to Sooyo Cafe and have an experience that's different from your typical cafe visit.
For sure.
They're clearly pushing boundaries, and that's always exciting.
Absolutely. And that sense of discovery is what makes this menu so compelling. You don't know what you're going to get until you try it. And that element of surprise is what makes dining out so much fun.
It's about more than just fueling your body. It's about engaging your senses, sparking your curiosity, and maybe even discovering a new favorite dish.
Well said. Before we wrap up, I'd love to know what our listeners are thinking. What dishes are they most curious about? What impressions do they get from Sooyo Cafe just by looking at this menu?
Head over to our website where we have the full menu posted.
Yes.
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
We might even do a follow-up deep dive based on your feedback. Imagine we could talk about your experiences at Sooyo Cafe, your favorite dishes, maybe even some insider tips from the chef.
Now that would be a delicious deep dive. Till then, let's keep imagining those kimchi tacos on pancakes.
And that perfectly balanced carbonara with just the right amount of garlicky crunch.
This menu is a culinary adventure waiting to happen, and I, for one, am ready to embark on that journey.
Me too. All our listeners out there, get ready to tantalize your taste buds and experience the unique flavors of Sooyo Cafe. And don't forget to share your thoughts with us. We're always excited to hear from you.
Until next time, happy eating.
As we wrap up our deep dive into Sooyo Cafe's menu, I keep coming back to this idea of them taking risks. Those kimchi chicken tacos on pancakes, that's huge.
It is. It really is. They could have played it safe, like with a standard taco setup.
Totally.
But they decided to go for something unique. And that speaks volumes about their whole approach to food, doesn't it?
It does. It's like they're saying, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo, and we trust our diners to come along for the ride.
Right. And I think that confidence is what makes them so appealing, especially to a certain type of diner. The diner who's tired of the same old thing, who's looking for an experience that's fresh and exciting.
Exactly. When you go to a place like Sooyo Cafe, you're not just going for a meal, you're going for an adventure.
Oh, I love that. A culinary adventure. You're stepping outside your comfort zone, trying new flavors, maybe even discovering a new favorite dish.
And that sense of discovery is something we all crave, right?
Absolutely.
It's what makes life interesting.
And I think Sooyo Cafe taps into that beautifully. They're offering something more than just sustenance. They're offering an experience that engages all your senses and leaves you wanting more.
Well said. As we close out this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge. Imagine you're walking into Sooyo Cafe. You can smell the coffee brewing, hear the chatter of people enjoying their meals. You open the menu and you see all these incredible creative dishes. What are you ordering?
Ooh, what an amazing question. And I take it a step further. Who are you bringing with you on this culinary adventure? Who gets to share in the joy of discovering these unique flavors?
Because let's be honest, food is always better when it's shared with good company, right?
Always.
So go forth, dear listeners. Explore the world of Sooyo Cafe. Take a chance on something new, and don't forget to tell us all about it. We can't wait to hear your stories.
Until next time, happy eating.